have seen his moves on the biggest stages and with the biggest stars, from Mary J. Blige to Jennifer Lopez, Janet Jackson, Nicki Minaj, the list goes on.
And as a two-time Emmy-nominated choreographer and creative director, he has shaped the way the world's top artists move and perform. And today, we're sitting down with the man himself, the musical mastermind, Luther Brown. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks for having me here.
So we're delighted to see you. Luther, you have choreographed for some of the biggest stars in the world, and yet I understand that you have never actually taken a dance class yourself. What? Is this true? Is this true?
I mean, okay, I'm a Jamaican, you know? Okay. But, you know, in the culture, we don't, dance classes aren't a thing like that. It's like, we just dance to dance.
Yeah.
So, you know, coming here and doing my thing, there was no dance class. It was just literally on the basketball courts, you know what I'm saying, community center type of vibe.
And you just learn from each other.
How do you know that you can be good at it?
You know...
Is it Jamaican thing too?
It's a Jamaican thing, you know? No, honestly, I just knew what I wanted to do and I was just doing it, but I didn't know what it was. And I think the more, you know, people were like, oh, you're a manager. They didn't know what a choreographer was. I didn't know what that was. Manager, you're a manager. But I was just doing my thing, and then it just kind of led one thing to the next, and then here we are. And then on my first, I'm just thinking about my first job in New York when I did my first American artist.
Yeah.
And this is just to go back on the no dance classes thing. And because clearly no technical training, didn't know how to count, never taught a class. So I always had to have an audition. And where's that Musical Theater Works? It's like the biggest situation, and all these people that I looked up to were coming to audition, and I just was just like, how am I gonna teach this? How am I gonna count it? So I think I counted to like 15 or something. So I was like
and it's normally an 8 count, right?
Yeah, you normally count to 8.
Like, what are you doing?
I was like, and so I just kind of said, I'm just gonna do what I do. Instead of doing counts, I did my sounds. I just made sounds with my mouth.
Well, it clearly works for you.
And speaking of that, actually, Cardi B's choreographer, Sean Bankhead, who you know, he's
that's my boy.
He's going viral because he doesn't do counts either. He uses like sounds. Actually, there's a little bit of, here's an example of what I'm talking about.
Ooh, a baka, it's, ooh, crack, a bookie, boo, bop, 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 bop.
That is so funny.
He knows that thanks to TikTok, but you actually started that back in the day.
Yeah, because, I mean, you know, you have to make do. You have to make it make sense for you.
Yeah.
And I think it made sense for a lot of us, because a lot of them weren't technically trained either. So instead of doing the 1, 2, and, you know what I'm saying? You count it out, you sound it out.
You how much flavor to put on that move when you hear a boom.
Yeah, it tells you,
boom, boom.
It tells you exactly what to do.
Yeah.
So listen, we mentioned some of the big names you've worked with in your career, and one of them is my girl, Jennifer Lopez. You actually worked with her on her This Is Me Now musical, and she financially fronted this entire project. She believed so much in it. You choreographed this thing with her. So I want to know, how much creative control does she give you? How much input does she say? Do you have to just take her marching orders? What's the creative freedom like?
Well, if you know anything about Jen, she likes to be in the middle of the process, because obviously this was very near and dear to her heart, and she's very hands-on with everything. So, but she also trusts you and she knows what you do. So if you know what you do, then you do what you do best. So she'll tell you what she wants, but now you gotta do it your way.
Now
but still do it her way.
But execute.
But then do it your way.
But then come around and do it her way.
And do it her way.
Right.
And because she like likes, I get hype in this when I'm making stuff up, whatever. So she likes to be in there, so she's like there. She's like right there.
Oh, we love it. We love it. We love it.
Okay, so you also worked with the Janet Jackson, and incredible. You said you knew she was good, but didn't know how good. What was it like working with someone who's like, are you intimidated a bit? Like, how does that?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Intimidation. It's crazy because it doesn't matter. I've been working with her like it's been like 10 years now.
Wow.
But it's like, it doesn't matter how many years pass by, I still pinch myself for her. You know, every time I do a job with her, I sneak around the corner, I call my dad, and I'm like, yo, it's Janet. I still have those little moments, so like if there's a FaceTime and like, Janet's FaceTime? Like, when you come off of it, you know, you're like, it's not FaceTime with Janet, it's great. So it's always a thing, but the gift is so real with her, and she is such a perfectionist, but she also for someone on her status and her influence, she trusts you a lot. So she very much like, you what you do, I'm gonna learn it, and I wanna do it the way you want me to do it, and I'm gonna stay here until I get it the way you want me to do it.
Yeah. I just saw her in Vegas this December for her residency, and I know you work with her. That's the best concert I've ever seen, and I've seen her several times. It was incredible, so kudos to you. It was a good show. It was so good.
Thank you.
Luther, they say you are booked and blessed because Mary J. Blige, she is currently on tour, and you did all the creative direction and choreography for her show. She'll be here in Toronto on Monday with her show. So what was choreographing that tour like and working with Mary J?
Wow, that's crazy. That was the first day I was in the room with her, like one-on-one, dancing, learning. My heart was over there. I was stressed. But she is, I mean, first of all, it's a full circle that I grew up to her music, and it's such a culturally shifting artist. You know, not just songs, but fashion and how you dance, all of that. So to really be able to honor that, and you know, she's very particular. She called it, she was my very first call. She was like, you do everything, right? You do everything? And I was like, yeah, I do everything. And then she was just like, this is what I want. You know, I want my fans to feel this, and my fans were there for me, so I want to give something back. I wanted this, I want to feel like this. I want the best show in the world, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, okay, we're gonna give you that. And so to be able to make that happen for her in a certain way is a super honor for me, you know?
Listen, talking about an honor, it's been an honor to have you here, back in Canadian soil.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here, Luther, and continue great work, my friend.
Thank you.
Good work.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, you, come a bit closer. We've got so many more must-see interviews, spicy debates, lifestyle tips, and pop culture moments. So subscribe to our channel by tapping the logo below and don't miss out.